as I was saying, when Soludo was given to the Anambra people, people were jubilating and shouting, people were raising their hands and happy. And I said it, I was saying it and sounding a note of warning that we shouldn't rejoice. Nobody should be happy of anything. There's nothing to be happy about. That as long as anybody that comes into that very contraption called Nigeria, calling him or herself a politician, swearing in with the constitution of the Janjaweed that we must not trust any one of them. We must not trust anybody. Anybody who is coming into power to be sworn in with the constitution that wants to keep us as slaves, there is no reason whatsoever that will make us to believe such person. It doesn't matter how close the person is to you. It doesn't matter how the person is close to your heart. It doesn't matter how connected you are to the person. It doesn't matter how educated the person is. It doesn't matter how sincere the person seems to be. Anybody that you see that have sworn with the constitution of this contraption called Nigeria to uphold it and to support it cannot give you anything good. You cannot get anything good from them. Nothing whatsoever. You can't get anything good from them. I said it when Soludo was coming in, and all of a sudden, he came in and started making all manner of moves, trying to entice the Biafrans, trying to ginger people with wonderful speeches, and making some moves to visit prisons and all whatnot. And some people were jubilating, some people lost control, and they were thinking that they were really having somebody that we are supposed to speak to. But I was sounding the note of warning that we should beware that the people we are dealing with are monsters. Today you have seen it. At the end of the day, this man called Soludo, whom we have seen on several videos where he came out to speak about Biafra issue. This same man who is called Soludo came out to say in one of his videos that Biafrans cannot be deceived, that the youths of Biafra of this day cannot be deceived. This same Soludo came out to tell the world that the Biafrans of today, the youths of today who are fighting for Biafra, that no politician can use them to buy favor. That you cannot use the youth of today to buy favor as a politician. Soludo knows this very well. He spoke about it. I am going to share the video after this broadcast. In the next my broadcast, which I'm going to do on the other page, I'm going to do it with the video so that I can play the videos of what Soludo said by himself, so that you can see and know the kind of people we are dealing with. I have said it time without number that anybody that calls him or herself a politician must not be trusted. Anybody that calls him or herself that is a politician, mainly in the contraption called Nigeria, who has sworn with the constitution of that contraption, a constitution that have institutionalized injustice, a constitution that have made sure that nobody can get justice. Anybody that swore in that position must not be trusted. Today you have seen it in Soludo. Soludo, after all his blabbing, after all his demonstration, after all his deceit, it is clear that all those speeches he was making in the past was only to drag the Biafran people to support him to his political ambition of being a governor. And after Soludo have attained the post of a governor, the only challenge Soludo decided to take to test his popularity was to begin to fight against Biafran people. Soludo thought that he's going to deceive Biafran people with good speeches. Soludo thought that he's going to deceive Biafran people with his good word and sweet words. Instead of picking up a challenge to test his popularity, he thought that he's going to test his popularity by fighting against the Biafra struggle. Soludo shamelessly came out to say that the sit at home that we are holding on Monday must be stopped. Soludo never talked about the cause of the sit at home. Soludo never addressed the reason why sit at home must be stopped. In the previous video of Soludo, when Mazi was arrested the first time, Soludo come and made an eloquent speech. Soludo was one of those who called for the release of Mazi when he was arrested in 2015. And Soludo spoke on that very video that he made, and he said that Mazi does not deserve the punishment that has been meted at him. That Mazi is innocent. Today, ask Soludo, did Mazi get justice from that thing he was asking for in 2015? Was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu granted any justice? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was never granted justice. He was never granted justice. Instead, they went ahead to try to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And today, that Soludo, who was speaking eloquently, whom people were looking at, today is the one that is standing, telling us that we must not ask for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The only reason why Biafran people are sitting at home is because of the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because of the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not arrest, kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya, his illegal detention in Nigeria, the extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, and the continuous torture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which Soludo is aware. Soludo is very much aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is undergoing torture on daily basis. And the only thing Soludo knew that he could do is to come and tell us that we will stop Monday sit at home. Soludo did not mention anything that has to do with the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He never addressed the cause of the sit at home. He thought that he's going to test his popularity with it. And today, I thank Chukwuma that the Anambra people have spoken loudly. The Anambra people have spoken loudly to that monster called Soludo. The Anambra people have spoken loudly without being forced, on their own, willingly. The sit at home today has become greater than any other sit at home you can think of. Today, referendum has happened in Anambra State mainly. There has been a referendum today. And in that referendum, Biafra is winning. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is winning. They cannot stop the sit at home. The only way to stop the sit at home, as we have always said, is to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally from DSS. The more you continue to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Biafrans will continue to sit at home. No man born of a woman can stop it. It doesn't matter how you try. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter the force you apply. It doesn't matter the trick you apply. Chukwuma, who is in charge of the struggle as it stands today, will not allow you to succeed. You will never succeed. If Soludo or whatever they call him, want to be popular, now the message is clear to him. He should retrace his step and follow the right thing he's supposed to do. Ask for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then go ahead with his job. If possible, let him pretend as if he's not seeing the Biafran people. If he likes, let him pretend as if he doesn't know that the sit at home is going on. But any other further attack on the Biafran people to try to stop the sit at home, that is going to mark the end of Soludo. And as he has seen today, what he saw today in Anambra State is the beginning of the end of Soludo. If he continues on the way he's going, the beginning of the end of Soludo. He thought that he's going to try to buy over the Biafran people. We are very much awake. The Biafran people are very much awake, mainly in Anambra, the hometown of our supreme leader, our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu, who fought this battle. His own hometown. They can never betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Never. They will not sweep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case under the carpet. Never. Any other person can do it. But Anambra, they will not do that. But if Soludo chooses to destroy Anambra by himself, let him prepare himself for what is about to come. But I thank Chukwuma, and I thank every single man and woman, children in Anambra State, every businessman in Anambra State, every single person in Anambra State. I say, may Chukwuma continue to guide and protect every one of you. You have done very well. You have spoken loudly. The video is everywhere. Even his own government house, people refuse to turn up. Even in his own government house, people refuse to turn up. Anambra State is on lockdown. The sit at home today was much more serious than ever. Go and check the report. I've posted a report on my channel. I posted a report on my channel. You can equally go to the BBC Igbo and watch it. What the food and see all that report you can see from social media. Many people are covering it. Even in the government house, people refuse to turn up with all his threat and all his warnings. Market, even main market on Onitsha is locked down. They forced them to open the gate. They opened the gate, but people refused to turn up. That is the Biafran spirit. It can never be business as usual, no matter how they try. It will never, ever be business as usual anymore. The Biafran people are weak. We have been killed for a very long time. We will continue to lose ourselves, lose lives on a daily basis. Soludo came on to speak about the sit at home. Shamelessly came out to ask us to stop the Monday sit at home. But Soludo did not speak about the homes of Biafran people that have been destroyed. He did not speak about the homes of Biafran people that have been burnt. He did not talk about the Biafran people that have been kidnapped. He went to the prison to go and deceive Biafran people, pretending to visit the prison. There are a lot of Biafran people, innocent members of IPOB, who has not committed any crime. Majority of the people you see in the prison in Biafra land are members of IPOB who has not committed any crime whatsoever. They have not committed any crime, but they are in prison. He went there to visit. How many days? More than a week now. More than a week. And they are still there. You are still waiting for a protocol promising to release them. You, as the state government, the chief security of a state, cannot give an order to release every member of IPOB that have not committed any crime that is in captivity. You can't give that order. If you want to cement your legacy and you are genuine, that was supposed to be the first step you have to take. If Soludo was genuinely thinking about his people, what he was supposed to do is to call for the release of every member of IPOB in Anambra State. That was supposed to be the first step. Soludo did not do that. He did not do that. He did not release the members of IPOB that have been detained in several prisons, in several detention centers in Anambra State. He didn't talk about the people that lost their life in Anambra State. He didn't talk about other Biafrans that are losing their life in the neighboring states. Imo State, people are being killed on a daily basis. Even as you're watching this video, homes are being burned, lives are lost. He did not make any move or any attempt. He did not make any move or any attempt. Instead, he was attacking. Told us to stop the sit at home. Please, if you want to join the program, make sure you hold your phone in this way. If you want to join the program, make sure you hold your phone in this form. When you hold your phone this way, you can be able to join. If you keep your phone straight, you can't join. Keep your phone parallel so you can join the program and give your own opinion. So as I was saying, this was exactly the situation. Soludo is another Fulani stooge. I saw it from the onset. When they brought him, I saw it from the onset, from the beginning. I'm not surprised at whatever is happening, because this same Soludo we are talking about is one of the cabinet member of the Muhammadu Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari, who has made himself the greatest enemy of the Biafran people. Soludo was one of his cabinet member, one of the cabinet member of Muhammadu Buhari, who has made himself the greatest enemy of the Biafran people. That you saw Soludo came to win in Abga is not a miracle. It's not a surprise. It was all a stage plan. Another political stage plan, just as you saw William Biano did his own bid. They brought Soludo to Abga, knowing fully well that the Biafrans will look at Abga because it's a party where our eternal leader was. But today, they think that they can use that to deceive us. But Biafrans have spoken loudly to tell them that Biafrans are very much awake. We are no longer sleeping. We are no longer deceived. It doesn't matter the language you use to speak to us. It doesn't matter how educated you think you are. It doesn't matter how you try to preach Biafra indoor. That is what you see. Some of them will come and tell you that they are doing something on the ground. Biafran's struggle have outweighed where you will tell us that you're doing something on the ground. We have crossed the stage where you'll be telling us that you are doing something on the ground. We don't want to hear it. The Biafrans of today, we want to see what you are doing in the open. Biafran people who are losing their life are not losing their life on the ground. The destruction of Biafran land is not done on the ground. The destruction of the life and properties in Biafran land is not done on the ground. The intimidation, the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not being done on the ground. If you want to speak up for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you want to speak up for Biafra, it must not be done on the ground. You have to come out and speak. Speak openly and boldly. Then, and only then, we'll begin to listen to you. But I thank Chukwuma. Biafrans have got the message and sent the message very clear. Today's sit-at-home was a great referendum. A massive referendum in all the states in Biafra land. A great referendum. They thought they are going to stop us by using their fake languages. They're going to stop us by all their deceits. They're going to stop us by trying to preach all manner of their deceitful language. But surprisingly to them, Biafran people have shown them once again that they are very much awake, that we are not sleeping. We are not sleeping. We have been deceived for so many years. So many years, Biafran people have been deceived. We have been playing it cool for so many years. Biafran people, Biafrans are the most tolerable people in that country called Nigeria. The Biafran people tolerate a lot. They tolerate so much. In a country where they are not wanted, in the contraption called Nigeria, where they are not wanted, and yet they are striving, trying as much as possible to integrate themselves into that contraption. There is no other people that have suffered as much as the Biafran people have suffered in that country called Nigeria. In all ramifications, they have made Biafran people to be third-class citizens, not even accepted. They show the Biafran people that they are not accepted. That they are not accepted in any ramification, they are not accepted. Biafran people continue to play a role, whether to see if things can change, but it never changed. We have persevered for a very long time. Biafran people have been killed in several days, many years ago. Every time you hear about a riot in the north, every riot you see in the north is about the destruction of the properties of the Biafran people. It's about the killing of the Biafran people. It's about destroying the life of the Biafran people. Every time you see them preach their one Nigeria, the only thing they use to settle their one Nigeria is the destruction of Biafran people. They will always try to bring Biafran in. A Biafran blood must have to be sacrificed for them to be able to establish their so-called one Nigeria. Why must it be so? It has been happening for several years, and Biafran people have continued to endure. Biafrans have continued to be silent and continue to endure until today. Until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came into the picture. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, the symbol of justice that we had, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was so patient, very patient for them. He started by calling them to fix the country, fix it and let it be what it's supposed to be. He protested in London on behalf of the contraption called Nigeria, telling them to get things in order before it gets out of hand. They refused. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was also part of ABGA. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw that ABGA, anything that has to do with politics, is a scam. Politics can never solve the problem of the Biafran people. That is why when you see somebody talking about political solution, those people who are calling for political solution are actually one of the problems that we have. Anybody talking about political solution doesn't have anything to offer. Because the political solution you're going to talk about, our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, have tried it. It never worked out. Instead, we lost life. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tried it. It never worked out. Instead, we lost so many lives. How could anybody in his normal senses be talking about political solution again at this moment? And if you are somebody who is reasonable and responsible, and you think that this contraption called Nigeria really mean to integrate the Biafran people into their midst, if you think that this very contraption called Nigeria really want to thinking good of the people, they want peace. In this their so-called 2022 election, which they are now clamoring for, nobody is supposed to contest in that election except the Biafran people, mainly the Igbo Biafrans. They are supposed to be there unchallenged. They are supposed to be there unchallenged. This is what the Igbo Biafrans will do for any indigenous state that is being intimidated. The Igbo Biafrans have been able to fight for other tribes Every other tribe that have come into one problem or the other in that country called Nigeria, the Igbo Biafrans stood for them and fought toe to toe and make sure that they go through. Biafran people have been fighting all along, supporting every other ethnic group. But when it comes to their side, they are being deserted. When it comes to their side, they are being deserted. Each time it comes to their issue, people feel unconcerned. Even when they walk up their ass to make sure they get to the top level, when they go to that top level, they will never be allowed to attain the heights that they're supposed to attain. Everything you see on daily basis in the contraption called Nigeria, in every activity called Nigeria, shows that they do not want Biafrans to be part of that contraption called Nigeria. The only time you see them begin to talk about Biafra is because of the resources. When they talk about the mineral resources, that is the only time you see them talking about the issue of Biafra. And they only come in to take that mineral resources and go back to where they're coming from. But when you talk about socializing, when you talk about handling posts, when you think about leadership, they will never, ever consider the Biafrans into leadership struggle. It is so sad, but that is the reality. That is reality. There is no place for any single Biafran, an ordinary Biafran. There is no place for you in the continent called Nigeria. And I thank Chukwuma that today Biafrans have known better. There is no place for you, as long as you're a Biafran, there is no place for you in the continent called Nigeria. Don't be deceived with those people who call themselves politicians. Those who call themselves politicians who believe that they can be able to feed themselves through the blood of the innocent, who believe that they can be able to empower themselves through selling out their own people, who believe that by selling out their own people, by giving out their own people, by selling out the birthright of their own people, that they can be able to have something to eat. Don't be deceived by them. They can't deceive us anymore. I thank Chukwuma that today, once again, Anambra State have proven them wrong. They thought by giving us somebody who can speak so eloquent, somebody who can, by giving us a tortoise, by giving us a lion in sheep's clothing, they think they can deceive us. But today, Anambra have spoken loudly. We cannot be deceived. We know very well that we have no place in the continent called Nigeria, and all we ask is self-determination for the Biafran people. Self-determination. We are going home. We want to have our own nation, a nation that we can defend with the last drop of our blood. And that is where we are heading to. We will defend Biafra. Just as our Sibla Mazi have always said, it is either Biafra or that. There is nothing nothing. If it's either you join the struggle or you wait until your own turn comes. The only thing that can assure our life and give us life, the only thing that can give us dignity, the only thing that can give us assurance that we have a life is Biafra. Apart from Biafra, nothing else. Nothing else that will give us hope. Today, I lost my mother because we are in that country called Nigeria. If we had Biafra as a nation, I'm not going to lose my mother. If we had a nation that is called Biafra, I will not lose my mother. My mother will still be with me because she's not old. She will still be there. Every medical care that she needs, she will get it. But because you are in a contraction called Nigeria, it doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter the amount you have. It doesn't matter what you think, whom you think you are. It doesn't matter the security you think you have. You will definitely lose your life. You will definitely lose your life. It doesn't matter how you try to protect it and care for it. Because you are in the contract called Nigeria, a nation that cannot have any plan for its citizen. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. Stop wasting your time. For those of you who are still hoping on the better Nigeria tomorrow, for those who are still deceiving themselves, thinking of a better Nigeria that will never ever come on the planet Earth. Those of you who are still thinking that there will be a better Nigeria anywhere, there will be no such thing. It is going to get worse. You saw a video online where the terrorists were invading the airport in Kaduna State. You saw where terrorists invaded the airport. They were the wrong way with their motorbike in Kaduna State. Ask yourself, if these terrorists can have access to an airport, ask yourself, what if these terrorists you see succeed in getting to the airport and they hijack a plane? What will they do with the plane? If terrorists can be able to go to an airport, run into an airport with everybody watching, nobody could stop them. They ran into an airport. You saw them on the wrong way. Think, just sit for once and think, what if these terrorists have the capability to to fly an airplane and they go there, hijack an airplane? Just imagine the kind of havoc they can cause. This was how we saw, when you saw, some of you who remember about the 9/11. 9/11 that happened in the United States. United States with all their sophisticated weapons that they have. United States with all the technology they have, with all the security they have, the terrorists were able to fly airplane to the World Trade Center, the most secured zone in the United States. They flew an airplane to go and destroy it. And some of you will say, Boko Haram cannot fly an airplane. Continue deceiving yourself. Continue deceiving yourself. Boko Haram have members who can operate anything you can think of. They have people who can fly an airplane, who can fly a private jet. Boko Haram have people who can fly a plane. We have seen one of the videos, a revelation I have made, where some members of Boko Haram were sent abroad to go and they come into the military, and the military will send them to go and study on how to pilot plane. If you think that the members of Boko Haram cannot be able to pilot plane, keep deceiving yourself. These people can operate anything you can think on the planet Earth. And for those of you who are still moping around, thinking of something that's going to happen, a better Nigeria, to better wake up, because Nigeria has ended. The only thing that every one of us is supposed to do is to go back to our zone, go back to our region, wherever you belong. If you're an Oduduwa person, go back to Oduduwa land and begin to wake up your Oduduwa people. Wake up the Oduduwa, those people who are still sleeping. Wake them up and tell them to prepare for what is about to come. For Biafran people, Mazi and Nnamdi have woken every one of us up. And those of us who still have the freedom to speak, we are speaking out loudly. We are speaking out louder than ever, calling on everybody. This is the time for us to defend ourselves. It is the time to do. This is the time for us to do. That time that Mazi and Nnamdi have been telling about. The time that Mazi and Nnamdi predicted, have been crying about, that time has come. A time for Biafran people to defend themselves by all means possible. It is now. It is now or never. If you don't do it now, you might not live to tell the story. You might not live to tell the story. The people, the enemy that we are up against, they are not changing their strategy. Instead, they are capitalizing on those of our people, those of us who are money mongers. Those of us who have sold our soul to the enemy. Those of us who have sold ourselves to the enemy. They are capitalizing on them, and they are using them effectively. They are using them effectively. That is why you can see somebody, a fellow agitator, will come out and begin to attack you, that you are agitating for your freedom. You will see somebody who is agitating for freedom will come and begin to attack a fellow agitator who is genuinely fighting for freedom of his own people. That is how far the Fulani men have gone, how far the Caliphate have gone. They have gone into us. That is why Soludo of all people who stood on a platform, of all people who stood on a platform to talk about how Mazi Nnamdi was unjustly persecuted, how Mazi Nnamdi was detained illegally. He came out to talk about how Biafra cannot be stopped. He said that Biafra is an ideology. Soludo came out and say that Biafra is an ideology that cannot be stopped. Soludo say that you cannot use Biafra as a politician. You must not use Biafra issue to push ahead your political agenda. But today, that same man who made all those statements have today come to fight against Biafran people. Today,
That same man who was making a call during his own program, who was making a call in the day past, who was making a call, calling on the elites to join the struggle today, he has become one of the elites. He has become the chief security officer in Biafra land. Instead of him speaking up for Biafra people, he is fighting against the Biafra struggle. What does that tell you? It tells you that the enemy
are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand on the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We'll crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold the whole of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals. They are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You have to go everywhere. We must continue.